None.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the monthly meeting of the East Rockaway School Board. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7:09 p.m. on Tuesday, January 13, 2026. At this time, Mr. Ward, can you introduce the...
Hello, I'll be introducing our pledge leader tonight. Ethan Rodriguez is a first grade student in Mrs. Fidelazzi's class at Center Avenue Elementary School. Ethan is a wonderful little boy who comes to school each day with a big smile and hugs to share. His outgoing personality brings positive energy to our entire school community. Ethan is hardworking and determined to always do his best, while helping and supporting others however he can along the way. Ethan recently earned the Better Together Award for the kindness he has shown to our school custodian, Mr. Scott, by offering to help clean up the lunchroom each day. We admire the compassion and respect he brings to Center Avenue. This evening, we are proud to have Ethan lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ethan? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Great job. The first presentation is the Andrew J. Stern Essay Contest. Say a few words before. Yeah.
So I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight for this presentation for this very important Andrew Stern Essay Contest. As you will hear shortly, Andrew Stern was a beloved East Rockaway alumni who was unfortunately killed in the terror attacks on September 11th. Our school district and the Stern family have formed a partnership to continue to honor the memory of Andrew by continuing the tradition of sponsoring the essay contest this year. Here with us tonight are members of the Stern family. We have brother Michael, who, as we know, is a famous employee for the district, and his sister Lisa, who is also Lisa Birch, who is here with us today. So at this point, I'd like to call Lisa up to the podium, who will share this year's essay topic and call up the students who wrote the winning essays.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, our mother couldn't be here tonight because she's under the weather at just a month shy of 93. She's still going strong, but this cold that everybody's getting finally got her too. So she's sad that she couldn't join us tonight, but she wanted to share her regards and her thanks for letting us do this every year. So as you know, my brother Andy, he was a graduate of the class of 1978, a proud East Rockaway alumni, involved in sports and other activities, and has had many friends in this district who are still friends of our family today. I would like to thank Superintendent DiTomaso for allowing us to continue this tradition, and to the principals of the high school and Brame Avenue and Center Avenue. Thank you all for allowing us to continue. It's hard to believe that this September will be 25 years since that horrific day that changed our family's lives as well as the lives of so many others. And not only were lives changed after 9/11, but the world changed as well in so many ways. And one of those changes was the topic of this year's essay question, which was, how did 9/11 change the way technology is used for public safety? And how do you see those changes in today's use of surveillance, facial recognition, or emergency alerts? And as always, the East Rockaway students brought their A game. Their understanding of the subject matter was evident in the hundreds of essays that we read through, and we read through every single essay. And it's never easy to choose a winner. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear from this year's Andrew J. Stern essay winners. At the elementary level, the winner this year is Julia Santos. Come on up.
How a terrible day changed our safety technology. Imagine you are watching the news and see a big event like a concert or sports game. You might notice cameras everywhere, or your phone might make a loud, scary sound for a weather alert. Have you ever wondered why we have these things? Many of them started because of the sad day in American history, September 11, 2001, or 9/11. Before 9/11, safety technology was good, but it wasn't as connected. After the attacks, everyone realized that the police, firefighters, and government agencies needed to talk to each other better and see danger before it happened. This led to huge changes in how we use technology to keep people safe, and we can see those changes all around us today. One of those biggest changes is in surveillance. This is a fancy word for watching over. After 9/11, cities installed thousands of new security cameras in public places like train stations, airports, and streets. Think of it like a big neighborhood watch, but with technology. These cameras are all connected, so if something suspicious happens, the police can see it from their headquarters in real time. It's like having millions of extra eyes helping to keep everyone safe. Another piece of technology has grown in facial recognition. You know how you can unlock your phone by scanning your face? That's a simple version of using this technology. For public safety, it's much more powerful. Cameras can scan a crowd and compare the faces to a list of people who might be dangerous. Airports use it to make sure the person on the plane is the same person who bought the ticket. It's a powerful tool, but it also makes some people worry about privacy, which is an important conversation to have. Finally, one of the most common changes we all experience is the emergency alert system. Before 9/11, there was no quick way to send a message to every single person in a city. Communication was slow. Now our government has a system that can send a message directly to every cell phone in a specific area. You've probably heard of it, that loud beeping sound for a flash flood warning, a missing child, Amber Alert, or even a test. This system was created so that during a big emergency, everyone can get the information that they need to stay safe right in their pocket. The attacks on 9/11 were a terrible tragedy, but from that day, we learned a hard lesson about being prepared. The technology we see today, the watching cameras, the smart software that can recognize a face, and the instant alerts on our phones are all a tool that were built in to make sure we were safer, more connected, and better informed than we were before. It's a way to honor the past by protecting the future.
And that's a sixth grader, y'all. Stay up here, Julia, if you don't mind, okay? That's really impressive. Thank you. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you this. And just stay up here and I'll get to the picture, okay? Thank you, Julia. And our junior high school winner is Emily Chimborazo.
The tragic events of September 11, 2001 forever changed how the United States approaches safety and security. Before 9/11, technology in public safety was more limited and focused mainly on crime prevention or basic emergency response. However, after the attacks, the nation realized how important it was to use advanced technology to predict, detect, and prevent future threats. This led to major developments in surveillance systems, airport security, communication networks, and data analysis, all designed to keep the public safe. After 9/11, technology became a critical part of national defense and local safety systems. The U.S. government invested heavily in new tools such as data tracking, digital communication systems, and emergency alert networks. Airport security introduced body scanners, biometric screening, and databases that could identify suspicious travelers. Law enforcement agencies began working and sharing information digitally through systems like the Department of Homeland Security's network, which connects different departments across the country. Technology was no longer just a convenience, it became a shield against future dangers. Today, the effects of those changes are seen everywhere. Surveillance cameras are placed in almost every public area, from schools and malls to streets and airports. Facial recognition technology is used to identify potential threats in crowds or track wanted individuals. Emergency alert systems can instantly notify millions of people about threats, natural disasters, or missing persons. The tools all reflect how technology has evolved to create faster responses and stronger communications in times of danger. While some people worry about privacy, many agree that these systems help prevent crime and protect lives. In conclusion, 9/11 transformed the way technology is used for public safety by pushing innovation and coordination to new levels. The tragic loss inspired people to create systems that make communities safer and more prepared. Technology and safety are now deeply connected, shaping how we protect one another in a changing world. Because of these advancements, society is better equipped to respond quickly, prevent attacks, and save lives, proving that even in tragedy, progress can emerge.
Thank you, Emily. And finally, our winner at the high school level is Danny Lynn Fardella.
On September 11, 2001, the United States was hit by a Paris attack that changed how the country thinks about safety. Nearly 3,000 people died that day, showing that stronger protections were needed. Since then, communities and government agencies have worked on ways to keep people safe, like emergency alerts, drills, and more surveillance. Today, we recognize these changes in our everyday lives through surveillance cameras, facial recognition, and emergency alerts. These safety measures help protect people, but they also raise questions about how much privacy we give to remain safe. After the attacks, the U.S. government introduced new laws and agencies to improve national security. One of the most important steps was the creation of the Department of Homeland Security, which coordinates safety efforts across the country. The Patriot Act gave authorities more power to monitor potential threats, track communications, and prevent future attacks. Airports also apply stricter security measures, including the introduction of TSA, which screens passengers and luggage. These changes were designed to help ensure that nothing like 9/11 could happen again. The attacks also changed how communities respond to emergencies. Schools, workplaces, and public buildings became more aware of safety procedures, and emergency alert systems were improved. These allowed people to receive warnings on their phones during potential threats or emergencies, helping communities stay informed and prepared. In everyday life, we can easily see the effects on these changes. Airport security is stricter and more thorough in screening passengers and luggage. Public places like schools and government buildings often have more surveillance cameras and other monitoring systems. Facial recognition technology is becoming more common, which help authorities identify potential threats. Emergency alerts on phones and other devices keep people informed about possible dangers. These changes have a significant impact on making society safer and better prepared for emergencies, from natural disasters to security incidents. However, these measures also raise questions about privacy. Some people believe that constant surveillance or tracking personal information goes too far, which is why there is an ongoing debate about finding the right balance between safety and personal freedom. While most people agree that security is important, it is also essential to consider its effect on daily life and individual rights. The events of 9/11 continue to shape American society more than 20 years later. They led to stronger security systems, improved emergency preparedness, and greater awareness of potential threats. At the same time, they sparked conversations about privacy, freedom, and the responsibility of both government and citizens. These new precautions were installed to ensure safety and help prevent another tragedy like 9/11. By learning from these events, society can stay safe while respecting the values that make us free.
Thank you very, very much. So I want to thank all of you, the students, for writing such amazing essays, and I'd like to thank all the students who submitted an essay. Thank you to the teachers for providing guidance, and to you, the parents, for encouraging your children to participate and to never forget. Thank you all very much. Thank you, I'd like to just state that it's our honor and privilege to continue this contest with the Stern family. A valuable lesson for the kids in the community. We really appreciate what they do for our kids. So thank you. How about a nice round of applause again for this family? At this point, we have a special celebration. I'm going to call Ms. Kalia Kelly, the principal over at Center Avenue, to do her attending recommendation for Ms. Scalercio. So come on up, Ms. Kelly.
Good evening, everyone. Today we gather to celebrate an important milestone and a truly deserving educator, as we recognize Kirsten Scalercio on this occasion of earning tenure. That's right, yep. We are so happy to have her loving family with us this evening. Kirsten has an incredible support. Sorry. Can't touch, it's on the side. There we go. Okay. Kirsten has an incredible support network that is anchored by her father, her stepmother, husband Brandon, and of course her shining light, Luca. This achievement represents far more than time served. It reflects years of dedication, professionalism, and an unwavering commitment to students, colleagues, and the school community as a whole. Kirsten's teaching career just didn't begin as a student teacher with Lori DeVarso at Rain Avenue. Her love for teaching and supporting students began within the walls of a dance studio. Kirsten is a talented dancer with a multitude of abilities. Sorry, Kirsten, I have to shout you out there, as you have not only supported the love of dance with your students, but also for me. Her ability to bring the love of dance to her students who have various entry levels directly links to the work she has done with her students. She brings an open mindset into her classroom, and the result is always a beautiful masterpiece. Kirsten is an educator who brings both excellence and heart into her classroom every single day. Her calm and steady temperament creates a learning environment where students feel safe, supported, and confident enough to take risks. In a world that can sometimes feel loud and overwhelming, her classroom is a place of balance, patience, and reassurance. Her students know that they are heard, respected, and cared for, and that sense of security allows them to grow academically and personally. Her dedication and hard work are evident in everything she does. She carefully plans lessons, thoughtfully assesses student progress, and consistently goes the extra mile to ensure that every child has what they need to succeed. She understands that students learn in different ways and at different paces, and she meets them where they are with compassion and determination. Her ability to support students academically, socially, and emotionally makes a lasting impact that extends well beyond the 5th grade classroom. In addition to her outstanding work with students, Kirsten is an incredible collaborator. She's a true team player who works seamlessly with her colleagues, always willing to share ideas, offer support, and learn from others. Her collaborative spirit strengthens our school community and reminds us that the best outcomes for students happen when educators work together. She approaches collaboration with professionalism, openness, and respect, making her not only a valued colleague, but a trusted partner. If you were witness to the innovation and masterful PBL projects you collaborate on, Entrepreneur Day, Government on Mars, as well as trips to Commerce Plaza, just to name a few. What truly distinguishes Kirsten is her genuine love for teaching. This is not just a job for her, it is a calling. She brings enthusiasm, care, and purpose into her work, even on challenging days. Her passion for education inspires students to believe in themselves and encourages fellow teachers to continue striving for excellence. Kirsten led the K-Kids group and worked with various community organizations where she supported the students in planting an additional tree on Center Avenue property. Tenure is a recognition of trust, consistency, and proven excellence. It signifies that an educator has demonstrated the skills, dedication, and integrity necessary to shape young lives year after year. Kirsten, you exemplify all of these qualities and more. We are grateful for the calm leadership you bring to your classroom, the strong relationships you build with students, and the positive contributions you make to our school. Our students are better because of you, our staff is stronger with you at Center Avenue, and our school community is richer because of your presence. Kirsten, thank you for dedication, your collaboration, your patience, and the love you bring to teaching each day. Congratulations on this well-earned and well-deserved achievement. We are so proud to celebrate with you and look forward to the many years of impact still there. Congratulations, Kirsten.
I think that act right there says it all. So, Ms. Kelly, thank you for those kind words. Ms. Valercio, we look forward to many years of your outstanding service. So at this time, we take a quick 10-minute break to celebrate 10 years. Please join us in the back for some coffee and some refreshments. Thank you. No coffee, just refreshments.
Just 1 week? Just go nice and warm. So nice, you guys go to the beach.
We have a kid. She was in Colombia, and I was,
Safe day.
yeah. We go away. For like a year from now.
Originally going to do it myself, but they don't come up. Then whatever had a friend.
Oh, yeah.
I was just curious. That's great. Right. Okay. And I can see the brownies that she wants to We can just do a pasta run. Oh, North Shore. And so I've been Costco. We're all flying past each other.
Oh, you do.
What you? Yeah.
All right, welcome back, everyone. The next item is new business. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. DiTomaso.
Thank you, Mr. McNally. I have 3 items to talk about. First, I'd like to mention that we now have posted on under the curriculum instruction tab on the website, as well as on each individual elementary school, our curriculum guides for grades K through 6. I'd like to thank Mr. Murray, Ms. Anisis, and Ms. Danielle Schneider for putting their efforts into getting those ready. If you should have any, they're very comprehensive documents. They include resources and timelines of things that are covered in grades K through 6. Please take a look at them. We welcome questions. We'd love to field any information or speak to the public about anything that we have in our curriculum guides. So if you need to take a look, all you need to do is click on the website, and please call if you have any questions. Second item I'd like to talk about is we're very excited about offering a pilot program up in the high school. Actually, I had a conversation with some of the administrators, and realizing that time is a premium in our schools, especially at East Rockaway being so small. We wanted to try to find some type of academic support for our students during the day. So we're piloting a program at the high school. Mr. Murray held separate meetings with, including the elementary principals and high school administration team to develop plans for providing academic support in the form of learning centers, for example, writing and math. And these centers would be held during the school lunch periods. So the reason we picked the lunch periods is I'm a father of 4. I understand the commitments after school. And as I said, time is a premium. So we wanted to offer some type of academic support during the day. We're going to pilot it at the high school. As a matter of fact, we'll be posting those positions by the end of the week or early next week. And there is, we also in formulating a plan for the elementary schools as well. So we're not going to leave the elementary schools out. Maybe a little bit different twist than writing and math labs, but we are looking to provide academic support during the day. So I'd like to thank Mr. Murray and his team for doing that. And there'll be more information to follow. The information will probably be coming from your principals from each building, informing you of what the details are of those new programs. And last but not least, in new business, we have some donations, as I typically do. I'd like to thank. We had cash donations for senior scholarships. I'd like to thank Dr. Kraus for hosting an ugly sweater contest for the high school in which they collected $80, and that money 100% goes to our senior graduates, so thank you, Dr. Kraus. We also had a $25 donation from Tomas Glaswowski from Center Avenue for sixth grade activities in the class of 2032. Also for athletic supplies, Jimmy's not here, but our resident Santa Claus, Jimmy Flores, raised $198 for the athletic supplies, and $100 from Charles and Nancy Pentola via the Andrew Stern Walkathon. And in the form of grants, we received the Jovia Financial Credit Union for 2025 funding, Your Ideas, the grant program, and I'm happy to say Christy Boyce received $300 for supplemental reading materials to support Tier 2 support for our students, and Ms. Casey Wise, $470 to supplement the Eureka Math program that can be used in small group math RTI intervention. So thank you for those donors and for reaching out for those grants. And that's it for new business.
All right, thank you, Mr. DiTomaso. Next is old business.
We have two items. First, I'd like to ask Mr. Van Wart to talk briefly about the oil tank remediation work over at Center Avenue.
Thank you, Mr. DiTomaso. So at this point, the soil has been completely leveled, and we put topsoil on in this fencing ground. So the initial remediation work phase is completed. We are now moving into the next phase, which is basically to do some additional testing on the subsurface throughout the back field to see if there's any additional leakages that we need to be considering, as well as doing weekly pumping of the dry wells that were installed underground when the initial oil tank was removed. We've gotten quotes on all of the work. At this point, we're expecting that the total cost of the project is going to be upwards of $200,000. So on the board resolution tonight is a resolution. The board agenda tonight is a resolution for the board to authorize the use of unappropriated fund balance to pay for the residual work that we need to complete while we're working with our insurance carrier to receive our claim reimbursement back. So that's the update. We expect the pumping in that's going to need to occur to happen over the course of 5 weeks, at which point the Department of Environmental Conservation will give us thumbs up or thumbs down on whether we need to continue with the pump out. We're optimistic that we'll have 5 weeks of work to do that.
And I have one more item to discuss. I'd like to talk about the district realignment plan. So I informed the community that after the holiday recess that I'll be starting to share information that's coming from the committee. So there are a few things that the committee has agreed on. First, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, the target date, if this proposal comes through, would be for September 27-28 school year, so not next year, for the following year. We agreed upon Center Avenue being a K-3 building with Ms. Kelly would remain principal at Center Avenue, and Rain Avenue would be 4-6 with Mr. Bigshorn as principal residing in that building. As far as security, custodial, and clerical staff, they will all remain in their buildings as they are at the moment. I know there was great concern at the last meeting and in 2012 about transportation. So we are developing a transportation plan. We're looking into morning and afternoon shuttle transportation. This could impact start and dismissal times at the schools. However, I want the residents to understand that we're mindful of parental concerns, and we are planning on developing time that minimizes disruptions from the current drop-off times. So I realize parents need to go to work, parents have childcare situations. We're going to do our best to stick to those times so it's not an inconvenience for you. So we do in our committee have a subcommittee working on transportation. Those are some of the things that they will be discussing, and we'll be rolling out more details as we continue to convene our meetings. And last but not least, our committee successfully created goals and objectives. And as promised, as we progress, I'll be sharing more information as the committees meet. Our next meeting is on January 28th, so February board meeting, I will share more information. And plan on, I know parents want to have questions in an open forum about that. I'm anticipating, once the committees meet and we come to more decisions about where we want to make the plan happen. I'll be having those forums sometime in the spring, so I'll give you much notice. I'll do them in any venue you would like. As I mentioned, in the PTA meeting, I can have an open forum here for questions. I can do small group meetings, however you guys, whatever questions you have, I want to answer, and whatever concerns you have, I want to hear so I can address them. And I think by alleviating the fact that it will be for the 27-28 school year, we have plenty of time to discuss those concerns that come up. So that's just a quick update on the district realignment.
All right, thank you, Mr. DiTomaso. At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to our student board member, Sophia Furkoff, for the student report.
All right, under connection, on Tuesday, December 23rd, East Rockaway High School welcomed back the class of 2025 for Alumni Day. Panels of alumni spoke with current high school students about their experiences in their first few months after graduation and what they can do now to prepare for life after high school. Members of the East Rockaway High School Honor Society also visited during recess to complete holiday projects with elementary students, as well as students in Center Avenue's Drama Club, writing and producing a holiday skit that was presented to the school the day before break. Under achievement, the elementary concert was a huge success, highlighting students' hard work, growth, and confidence. Elementary students also demonstrated strong engagement and learning across academic and creative experiences throughout the school community. Under innovation, elementary students participated in a school-wide advertising contest, using creativity and persuasive skills to design ads for Ms. Rudenberg's hot chocolate delivery service for staff. Under opportunity, first graders wrote and published their own books and proudly shared them during a book tasting event for families. And the students at Center and Wayne Avenue were given authentic opportunities to showcase creativity, writing, and scientific thinking across grade levels.
All right, thank you, Sophia. Next is public comments on agenda items. There will be a regular public comment section at the end of the meeting, but at this time, are there any comments regarding tonight's agenda items? All right, approval of minutes. Are there any questions from the board regarding the minutes from the special meeting work session on December 9th and regular meeting on December 16th, 2025?
No.
No.
All right, can I have a motion to approve the minutes of agenda item 1H? Motion by Mrs. Doyle, second.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Salupo, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion approved. Next, acknowledgement of monthly reports and correspondence. Did everyone receive a financial report?
Yes.
This month, we did receive 7 emails. And moving forward, next, the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to create a consent agenda with the following items? Recommendation of superintendent's personnel schedules, items 4A through G. Other items 5A through E. Approval of CSE and CPSE recommendations 6A.
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. Salupo, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lawrence, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Now can I have a motion to accept the items on the consent agenda?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lawrence, second.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Lonergan, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. All right. Okay, the following policies are up for review pending adoption. Policy 1120-R, School District Records Regulation. Policy 5500 and 5500R, Student Records. Policy 5550, Student Privacy under the Protection of Pupil Rights Amendment. I'm sorry. Yes, Student Privacy under the Protection of Pupil Rights Amendment, PPRA. Policy 8635, 8635R, information and data privacy, security breach and notification. All right, next is superintendent's report. Mr. DiMasso. Yes, thank you.
First, I'd like to congratulate East Rockaway Junior Senior High School, which was named to the 2025 AP Honor Roll. Schools earn this honor based on criteria that reflect a commitment to increasing their schools, that reflect a commitment to increasing their schools' going culture, providing opportunities for students to earn college credit, and maximizing college readiness. East Rockaway High School received an overall silver designation, as 63% of the class of 2025 took at least one AP exam while in high school. Also received a gold designation for college credit, as 48% received a score of 3 or better on at least one exam, and received the highest designation of platinum for college optimization, as 31% took 5 or more AP tests before graduating. So congratulations to our students and administrators, and that's an incredible accomplishment. I think it deserves a big round of applause for that. Miss Pietra, I get this wrong, Pietra Antonio, Regents Life Science classes just completed their second state lab on homeostasis. Students explore the idea of negative feedback by submerging their hands in ice and water and recording their hand and forehead temperatures using digital thermometers before and after submersions. This lab helps students better understand how the human body does an excellent job of regulating its own temperature. Long Island Spotlight on Education. Yesterday, Mr. Van Wart, Mr. McClellan, and myself were interviewed on the Long Island Spotlight on Education radio show. This is actually our third appearance on it. We highlighted our capital improvements to our facilities and in the district and learning spaces, as well as discussed instructional technology upgrades. Write this down in your calendar. The show will air on February 14th, and we will share that information on the website and various social media outlets. The Curriculum and Instruction Office has posted multiple English and ELA art documents, which I mentioned before, which are all accessible to parents. So please feel free, if you have any questions about the curriculum K-6, reach out to us if you have any questions. Mr. Wiseman Canali and Ms. Donna Robbins have spearheaded a project based on learning initiatives focusing on revitalizing and enhancing the high school's existing Wall of Heroes. If you could see it on your way out, right in the hallway leading into the main office. As part of this work, Mr. Wiseman Canali's classes are reading The Things They Carry by Tim O'Brien and examining the evolving concept of heroism through the analysis of both literary and nonfiction texts. To deepen their understanding, students are planning a field trip to the Navy SEAL Museum, which should be really incredible, and the training facility in Sayville, allowing them to connect classroom learning to real-world examples of service and sacrifice. In the area of opportunity, competitive cheer performed at Cheer Fest held by Newsday at Hofstra University on Sunday, January 11th, and they will be performing at the Long Island Nets game at Nassau Coliseum on January 28th at 7 p.m. So again, mark your calendars for that if you're interested in seeing our cheerleaders. East Rockaway's mathletes team competed at the 2026 Nassau Math Tournament at Hofstra University this past Friday, January 9th, as part of the Nassau County Interscholastic Mathletes League. Our team members did an outstanding job. Although they did not place, they were very competitive and were excited about the mathematical challenges. And this was an engaging experience that we hope to continue. And hopefully we have some good news to share about when we place in these competitions. In the area of innovation, RAIM students completed hands-on science investigations focused on the properties of matter, applying inquiry and problem-solving skills. Third grade Center Avenue students began their research projects with Ms. Manning on presidents. Students discussed the presidents with a friend and used reliable sites to gather information for their presentations. Students in Ms. Mia's graphic design class are using Adobe Photoshop as part of their project-based learning experience to design children's books. The final projects will be read to our elementary school students in the spring. And this is just a great example of how our project-based learning assignments are taking off and even becoming interdisciplinary between the elementary schools and the high schools. Students in Ms. Matthews' 7th grade science class are now busy presenting their science fair projects. Students created their own research questions based on the topic of their choice and set up controlled experiments to test whether their hypotheses were valid. The projects will be judged this week when we return from midterms and by the science department, and the best projects, as usual, will advance to the Long Island Science Congress and also be presented at this year's annual STEM. Ms. McClellan and the AI committee developed AI guidelines for different grade levels, one for grades 4 through 6, one for grades 7 through 9, and one for grades 10 through 12. These guidelines cover what generative AI is an improved tool, which is Magic School, and how AI can accelerate learning. They also emphasize the responsibility of the use of AI. Ms. McClellan presented, I think, on Monday, at all of the faculty meetings to the staff, and they will be ready to share with families by the end of January. So if you're interested in those guidelines, please feel free to reach out to Ms. McClellan and the Director of Technology Office. Ms. McClellan also sent out a digital equity survey to families via Parent Square. To best serve our students, families, and educators, it's important that New York State Education Department has an accurate picture of the state of digital equity for New York students and teachers. The survey will provide information on student access to devices and internet access in their places of residence. The results will be shared through state reporting in January, so please take a few minutes to fill out the survey, and for those who already did, thank you in advance. In the area of connection, a meaningful connection between high school and elementary school students, as I mentioned, was led by Mr. Weber and Mr. Pollard, fostering mentorship and school community. I happened to see that over at Rain Avenue. The students joined teachers to celebrate the holidays and read to students in the spirit of being positive role models. On Thursday, January 8th, East Rockaway High School held its annual programming workshop to kick off the course selection process for the 26-27 school year. Did I say that already? 26-27. Families were invited to learn about available courses, special programs, and how they can begin to plan for next year and beyond. A new twist to it, 6th grade families were welcome to begin to learn about the East Rockaway High School and receive a building tour. Thank you to Mr. Madden and the school counselors, as well as Mr. Schaefer and the administrative team for providing this new element to our programming. Thank you to the Super PTA for bringing this subject up, and we are happy to include 6th grade parents in the conversation. And just so you know how this came about is, it was a discussion at Super PTA that 6th grade parents were not really sure, all the advantages we have here at the junior senior high school. So Mr. Schaefer and his team acted quickly and added to their already scheduled program, and the feedback that I received from some of the 6th grade parents that it was very informative. So, and if you should have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to one of the administrators. Just a few more. On December 19th, the school counseling department hosted the Future Fair, connecting students with over 40 colleges, military reps, trade schools, unions, summer employers, and other community organizations. The event was a great opportunity for all our students of all interests and abilities to explore post-secondary opportunities. Again, I had the chance to walk through that. I was very excited to see the students motivated to see and to help them plan for their future. East Rockaway basketball and volleyball teams came together with their opponents to donate toys for the Pediatric Cancer Center. So a big thank you to Mr. Gregory, the coaches, students, and the parents for their generosity. This year, the East Rockaway High School District will host its first Family Literacy Night, tentatively scheduled for Thursday, April 23rd. Don't worry, there'll be a lot of information shared about that. The East Rockaway students and their families will come together to connect and celebrate literacy milestones, a shared love of reading, and exciting new opportunities for summer reading. Family Literacy Night will focus on fostering a love for reading and writing for both academic success and also for personal enjoyment. So as plans firm up, we will be sharing information with you. On November 4th, school social worker Amy Weissman-Canali participated as a panelist at the Northwell Health's 6th Annual School Professional Symposium. I had a chance to actually listen, and she did a fantastic job highlighting our school and all the different programs we are here running. And I'd like to thank Ms. Weissman-Canali for that. And last but not least, Mr. Gregory held an athletic signing ceremony for Matthew Delegati, who will be playing, continuing his studies at Malloy, where he'll be playing lacrosse. And we have two students, Caitlin Coolins and Caroline Miller, who will be continuing their student athletic performance at East Stroudsburg in rowing swimming. And although we don't have a swim team, we wanted to recognize all our athletes for all their accomplishments. So thank you to the athletic department for hosting this special event for our students. And that is it.
Thank you, Mr. DiTomaso. Next up is Good and Welfare. Condolences to Sharina Lugo and family on the passing of Cadence McGoldrick. Condolences to Louis Duet and family on the passing of his father, Donald Duet. And condolences to Kristen Padalano and family on the passing of her grandmother, Ann Padalano. This time, public comments. We have one here, Jessica Cadeo.
I am here to speak on behalf of 400 petition signers about us not wanting to segregate the schools. They said that we were going to have community input, and it doesn't really sound like we're going to have a vote here, so are we going to have a vote on that?
No, there will be no vote on that, but you will have input.
So we'll have input, but we have no say whether this is happening in the community that we pay taxes in.
Although you have a say, but it specifically will not be a vote.
So is this something that still can be overturned and we will not be doing this, or is this already?
This is all in the planning stages. Nothing has been determined, nothing has been settled. We're just planning for where we think the future of the school district may need to be. And if it turns out that the community does not want it, we will come up with an alternative solution.
I said at the board meeting, I think it was the last board meeting, that we were elected by the community.
Okay.
And if we see that the community doesn't want this, we're not going to support it.
Okay, well, I'm here respectfully in opposition of the proposal to split the elementary schools by grade level. While I understand the intent, maybe to imbalance enrollment or enhance resources, I believe the changes would create a significant strain on families and affect our community in a really negative way. As a parent of multiple children, I'm deeply concerned about the logistics of having to do 2 drop-offs at the same time. I understand you're saying that there are going to be shuttle services, but that's also extending our day of our children of extracurriculars by an unknown amount of time at this point. And that's also creating 2 drop-offs and 2 pickups, because you're going to have to drop off your kid earlier to get to school on time and then pick them up later. So our children who are now being shuttled across town in either direction is going over Atlantic Avenue, as you guys know, as residents here, is a struggle both directions on a regular traffic day. Adding that during rush hour when people are trying to go to school, work, it's just gonna be a nightmare. On top of it, I live on Center Avenue. Picking up my kid and dropping them off with the people who are coming that live in the area, most of them are walking. The traffic on that block, the parking situation is a nightmare. With it being just the people who mostly are in walkable distance of the school. Now we have people who live on the borderline of Limborough who go to East Rockaway schools who are going to have to go almost 1.5 miles to send their kid to an elementary school. This is also causing a segregation, and we like our kids being together through the grades. We like our sixth grade helpers helping the kindergartners. We like that. That's one of the reasons we picked our community that had a small school balance. And this is things that we picked this community to live in. And this is being changed after we moved here for those reasons. Being a small school district is something that 400 people signed the petition, 350 of them within 1 hour of it being created. This is neighborhood not being for this. And I don't know why we're still wasting our time continuing conversations, but we have parents here who are very opposed to this, and it's going to increase a lot of stress here.
I generally don't make comments back, but I will say this: one, it's in the planning stage. Respectfully, I would hope that when the plan is rolled out, then a decision can be made. And I have an open mind. There's no, it's not like we're doing this without input. So again, I emphasize at different meetings, we're in the planning stage. Let's be patient about it. After you hear the plan and you bring forth 400 signatures, understandable, but I'm not, some of the things that you're mentioning, we are addressing, and we will be able to do.
It seems difficult to address problems that are unaddressable. Us having to bring our kids a mile and a half from our home when we live within walking distance of our school is not something you can fix. You can't move to school.
Well, let me just, I don't make one more comment. Let me just say that if I can provide your child with a better education and a better plan, and if I could show you how it's better, will you let that 1.5 miles prevent me from doing that? That's something.
It would have to be really significant, because I think our school district right now, I can applaud it. It's wonderful. Our sense of community is wonderful. This is why I moved to the very small school district. This is what I wanted. And to separate our students when we are really comfortable in the way it is now with our classes and our teachers and our neighbors, and then to shift that all around, especially for kids who are going to be like second grade going into third grade, or like third grade, and then it's like they're flipping for a year, and then you're moving schools around. These are like pivotal years in our children's lives, and the flopping of schools is not something I never did it. I mean, I went to school till sixth grade in the same school, then you go to middle school, then you go to high school. To change schools pre-K to kindergarten now is a switch, because it was in our schools and now it's not, and we didn't really have a say on that. So now that changed. Now we're going pre-K to kindergarten. Now third grade, now we're going to third grade, we're switching schools again. Then we're going to middle school. That's too many changes for young people.
All I'm saying is, give me a chance to convince you, and if I don't, that's fine, and I understand.
Okay.
Hi, thank you first of all for being the spokesperson, and for coming and bringing your concerns. We all very much appreciate it. We take every comment extremely seriously. We definitely hear all your concerns. I would love if you're able to leave us a copy of.
Yeah, this is yours.
Yep. If you can just leave that with us. Can I get a show of hands? Like, is that what everybody's, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming. And is that why everyone is basically here this evening? Can I just get a show of hands? Okay. Definitely hear your concern. Like Pete said, we're all here as a voice for the community. And if we sit up here and do something that the community does not want, then we're not doing our job. So we hear you, we will take the concerns, but like Mr. DiTomaso said, he has a plan. He has something that he would like to present. Maybe we can figure something out to where you can hear some of the information sooner. And then at that point, if the concerns are still there, please do exactly like you did today. Come to us, tell us. We're here for you. And I understand that you're saying that listen, I am a mom of 4. I used to sit back there at every single meeting. I would be at that microphone every single time. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I hear your concerns.
But if we don't, there's going to be no vote, how are we going to be positive that we're actually going to be?
By coming to us and expressing your feelings, we have to hear you. We hear you now. We know your concerns. We see everybody here. We don't take that lightly.
Can there be like something that we can discuss about possibly rolling this out to the parents and having a parent vote for the whole school district? Every child gets a parent vote?
So the problem with the vote, and this is my
Only my thought is if we did a vote, and let's say that vote was extremely close, then what side do we pick? If the people that do not want this come up to us and they express exactly the way you did with the petition, where everybody is here, we're hearing your comments, you're coming to meetings month after month, you're telling us how you feel. We have to now take all that information and have it in a discussion amongst ourselves. So you're going about it the correct way. Very much appreciate it. I don't know if anybody else wants to step in, but we hear what you're saying.
I have a question. Can I just see a show of hands of Brady parents and center parents? Thank you.
Okay, I really mean that. I'm not just dismissing you. I appreciate it. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm a person of, I say it directly, sometimes a little bit too much. But I mean what I said. Definitely hear what you're saying. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Next one, Patty Pignataro.
Good afternoon. You guys know me. I'm here in almost every single meeting. I asked questions 2 board meetings ago about the Princeton plan. We still haven't received much more information about what was told. So I'll continue to ask more questions to you guys to get it out there. I know you said about the education, and that's greatly important, but I think student safety is also a big, important thing in the school district. And whether you want to say it is or it isn't, I ask each and every one of you to attempt to cross Atlantic Avenue at 3 o'clock. There was a fatality within the last year at Denton Avenue and Atlantic Avenue. You have kids, 4th, 5th, and 6th, that are going to be riding their bike or walking across Atlantic Avenue to get to school. I want you guys to think about that. You think about these kids going back and forth to school every single day. Those drivers out there on Atlantic Avenue are absolutely insane. I had called the 4th precinct and we asked about how many crossing guards, and they told us that that's a village thing that has to be done. Is there going to be a crossing guard at every single street across Atlantic Avenue? Will that be afforded by the school board, by the district? Who's going to be paying for these crossing guards for these kids? I think safety should be a big, big part of this. And I don't know if people have thought about that. You go to Center Avenue, the bike rack is full. You go to Rain, the bike rack is full. These kids ride bikes to school. They walk to school with their friends. That's part of them growing up. And if they can't do that, or if that's a safety concern, I think that's a big part. So I think that should be brought up as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next one is Teresa. M. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't read the writing. I'm sorry.
That's okay, it's a hard one.
Is it Moe?
Yes.
I couldn't read it. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Teresa. I'm new to the district. So my daughter is Marley. She's in kindergarten at Rain. So I don't know a lot about this at all. So what I'm asking is there any resources to find out information if you're not providing kind of the pros and cons of this district alignment?
We will be.
That's in the planning of just coming to us and kind of saying, okay, this is what it's all about. Is there anything on, can I Google it? Can I find out what this is all about? Just
Yeah, sure.
Google the Princeton.
I mean, there are a number of districts on our sides who want the Princeton plan, there is research on it, so we could definitely look it up. We had a study here done, we shared a study with you, there are a few parents who asked that, if that request, I can do that.
Okay,
But just call the office and let me know.
okay. Because that's mainly why I was here, to see, kind of get more information about it, because I don't know what side to be on. It looks like other parents, you guys have older children, so, you know, they have more concerns. I just don't know what to be concerned about. So.
Do you know what the definition of a Princeton plan is, like the history of it?
I don't.
Okay, so I'll do it in a nutshell, is that
say there was, a school district that had 5 neighborhood schools, and then it was started as a financial, crisis in like 2008, where schools were running out of money, so I'm not going back to the civil rights stuff. And what they did was they consolidated, so they would have 5 schools and make it 3, and combine K to 3 instead of K to 6, K to 6, K to 6, K to 6. And that way they can, share, like, make a bigger class, because right now, like, you have 22 kids in the class, you can, but we'll have 15 at center and, 15 at Rain, so you have 4 classes. Back when they did it for financial reasons, they would take 4 classes and make it 3 in grade level. That's why it started. So I just wanted you to understand.
That's not what we are looking at.
That's not what we're.
My next question was, so then what's the motivation? Have you guys kind of told people, and what's the motivation to even do the Princeton bucket?
When the administration approached us for this, I just want a little background. Lee and Ozzy and Janine all in 2012 had young kids when this was going to be implemented back then. So we were all at those meetings like you guys are now, and there were people for it, people against it, but the basic premise is that one building has maybe large class sizes, the other building has small class sizes. So if they're together, then they can even out the class sizes and share all of the resources. And that's a good thing. But with that comes a lot of other things that people can be worried about. And that's why you're all here voicing your concerns tonight. And I know I shared this with all of the board members here, and 3 of us went through this exact same thing. And we told the administration, we said, they came to us with this plan, and there are a lot of good points about it. But I also know, I've lived in East Rockaway for a long time, and I know all of the things you're saying about the small community and everything. And I know you have our word that if this is not what the community wants, we will absolutely not support it. Okay?
Exactly.
That's why this whole process, we are not going to support something that the community does not want. But I do want to say that the administration, when brought it up, it was all of the good points of it. There are a lot. Like there are some very uneven class sizes, and they're looking for a better educational experience for the children, and they really are. They do a tremendous job. They're looking at, that's the way they're looking at it. But all of us live in the community, so we look at it a little differently. So that's why this is in the very beginning stages. And do you want to?
Yeah. So what Pete is saying, Mr. McNally is saying, is that we live here. We all had kids that went here. Again, on the other side, I definitely see, I hear everything you're saying. I hear what the administration is trying to do, the reasoning for it. Can it become something that, becomes this wonderful collaboration to where it becomes this great district? Because right now, I agree with you, we have a great district, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here because I definitely don't have extra time. But I do trust in what they're presenting to us. I am sitting here and I am willing to hear everything come, to a point of, this is exactly what we plan on doing, this is exactly where we plan on putting this. But that does not mean that the 5 of us have made a decision that we said this is definitely going to happen or this is not going to happen. This is a decision for an entire community because we all live here, not just the 5 of us. It's everybody's voice that matters. And I understand that some people want to do to where we vote on this, but then again, that becomes extremely tricky because if we have a vote that is extremely close, then we have to pick a side. We want to hear from the community that comes out, the community that's here.
But what if it's not close? What if it's a landslide at like 90%?
So what I will tell you is, please, everybody that has a concern, bring them to the meeting. Love it when people come and say, this is what we don't want. I don't get upset. I want you to come and tell me, this isn't working, this isn't okay, or this is wonderful, I really appreciate that. I love the fact that you brought up the safety, because, I look at it as a mom, right? Again, my kids are older, I was in your position way back when. I understand you, I hear you, I'm not dismissing you, I'm not telling you that I have made up my mind that I'm gonna go with it just because it was put on paper and we've had this wonderful presentation. I hear what you're saying, and everything that you say, we take 100%, and we really, just because we talk to you here doesn't mean that the conversation stops. We talk about this for forever. And we try to make the best decisions for our children, because our children are always first. And I mean that. And then it becomes, our families, and then it becomes our classes, our teachers, because if we don't have everybody that's happy, then it's a building that just doesn't work. You said you moved here, and you're new here. Why did you move here, if you don't mind me asking? Why did you pick East Rockaway?
To be honest, my husband, I picked the area, but I love the area. I'm just gonna say one more thing, and I think what I'm hearing other parents is like, they just want full transparency.
I agree.
And a fear of it being a mean financial decision.
It will not be.
I just want to interject for 1 second. So the administration brought this to us for a reason, which I support. The reasoning is because we seem to have a unbalance in the elementary schools. One school has a lot of extra kids, another has smaller class sizes. One school has a lot of special ed, and the other school has a lot of E&L. We're seeing a unbalance, and we feel that the whole district deserves the same balanced education. This was just brought as an option. Again, we know this is exactly what we know as of right now. Every concern that you guys come up with, they investigate and come out with either a solution or non-solution, and then they bring it to us. So when you bring us information, when you say I have to drop my kid here, this, and they hear it, they investigate that and bring it to us. When all this information is put together, then we'll be able to make a decision. But we have to first figure out what each and every system is. We can't just make a decision based on one, account of saying, I don't want to. And again, we were here, we did this. We can't just make a decision on a whole district's education on a drop-off. So we have to figure something out, and we're just going through it. And when all that information from you guys come to us, the teachers, then we will make a decision. This is in such a beginning stage. I'm gonna say it's in 0.5% of the stage that the investigation started. And I understand your concerns, I understand your fear. Just give it another month or two just to get all the facts together.
Yeah.
Just to get all the facts together and come with every concern so we can write it down and we can sit down with the administration.
Well, I will like to just say that
Well, they can answer that.
when this was presented to us way back when, 2012, we did not get the information that everyone is getting now. It was presented to us in a public forum, and it was that day that we found out all the information. I do want to just say that I understand that you feel like you're just being thrown this information, but at the same time, I know that the administration is taking the information and trying to give it to you appropriately because of the fact that they do want your feedback. They do want to hear from you. So nobody ever gets angry with you coming. I want to say thank you to the administration for even just putting it out there, because technically they don't have to say this is what we plan on doing. They could just bring it into a forum and say, like they did last time, And that's exactly what they did. Last time I was in that audience and it was, this is what we're doing, this is when we're starting it, and this is how it's happening. And at that point, you had to take all that information and figure out, is it something that's going to work or not work? Here we are, we're spreading it out and we're giving you information as we go along, not because, like you said, transparency, we're not trying to hide anything. We want you to know everything. We want to hear your honest answers and what you're feeling. And I have to say that the administration is doing that purposely so that we get the proper information and the guidance from the community on where to go and what to do. So I'm telling you, there is full transparency that nothing will be done, and we do hear you.
I think everyone will feel a lot more at ease if there was an open forum where we could ask questions and get responses and discuss, because I think you would have an overflow in people who are not feeling this idea. That is, I mean, we're all sitting here for that reason. I'm sure more people would be here, obviously, inside my office, well, just be for people with young children.
I understand.
And has this been done with a school district of this size? We have like the smallest school district in our county, so I know that poses a lot of problems for transportation. Is honestly number one, because you're talking shuttles instead of buses. And for having a shuttle service, are they gonna be the appropriate seating?
I would love for you to take all of those questions, because those are great questions. And
I will. I'm Jessica Hadio, everybody, you guys wanna?
And submit them, so at least we could go through each question.
Yes.
One district that's very similar is Carl Place, same size, and they went to the first.
There's a lot of districts, most small districts have.
And again, you have to understand, this is in the like very minute beginning. The information that you have about it is exactly where we are at.
We have the same information that you have.
Exactly.
We're not hiding anything. There was the concept of it, and now to actually build it so that in real life, like an example with all the teachers and everybody saying, okay, this is what we want to do, does it work?
Right.
That's where
I can tell you, I'm not the easiest person. I'm the one, nah, show me again. Nah, show me again. And that's who I am. And they can tell you.
Well, let me just,
We'll get there.
I mentioned at the beginning, when I started talking about the Princeton plan in public, that there are 3 stages to this. 1, to get board approval to start talking about it. I got that. The second stage is to work with the teachers and build a plan. That's where we are. So that's why I can't field questions, because we're building a plan. Once I have the plan and roll it out to you, well, you have plenty of forums to come, questions, answers, concerns, anything. I promise you that. But we're not ready for that, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to present a plan that is not ready. And secondly, to address the situation, you put me in this position to do what's best for the kids as a superintendent. And it's my job to provide what I think would be the best education for the kids. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't provide this option. Now, it's, again, an option in a draft. And if you give me a chance, I'll make a presentation, my team will make a presentation, and then you can decide either way you'll go. You'll see pros and cons, you'll see expenses, you'll see how we can share resources, we can show you how we can have professional development for the teachers, we can show you how we can balance the classes, we can show you how everybody who needs special ed or ENL services can get them with a minimal cost. So with that being said, you know, we're gonna roll out where we would be if we continue on down this path. And in my opinion, if we continue down this path, it could be a burden on the taxpayers. So, you know, there's a number of different ways we're looking at it, and we will show you all those ways, and you can pick it apart and we'll listen. So that's really where we are. So I'm not ready to share anything. You will know when I am, and I hope to see a full auditorium of people or a full forum at a PTA meeting or wherever you'd like me to be to answer those kind of questions.
And just have an open mind.
Give it a chance.
I'll totally have an open mind. I think that all of us want our chance to have instead of it being like an email and of Board of Education meeting, to have an entire meeting
You will.
based on
Yeah, we
questions
would
and
definitely
concerns.
do that.
Gonna happen.
It will-
Without a doubt, and we'll probably be
It will
the hours.
I think we're all just really concerned that we're not gonna be heard on this, because it's like gonna be like a plan that is made and then just is, we're not heard. I mean, the minute I have 55 moms on Facebook all saying the exact same thing, is this a done deal? Is that? I think heard here.
It is not a done deal, and there will be more, if you need more than one forum, you'll have as many forums as you want. We're here for you guys. That's what we're here for. And if we're not doing what the community wants, the kids need, then we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, and none of us should be sitting here.
In 2012, when we were sitting in those meetings, we were told it was a done deal.
Yes.
And nobody had any say, any
It's
input.
completely different.
But then the
So we
community,
understand where you're coming from.
came out in full force and they backtracked. So when the administration came to us now, we know the good points of the Princeton plan, especially for a district this size, but we also know the specialness of East Rockaway and everything. So we said, let's put it out, and I said in the first meeting, transportation is going to be an issue, and they're coming up with a transportation plan. So, but we did say from the very first day, if the community does not support this, we are not supporting it.
Exactly right.
So,
But just give us the opportunity just to present as the facts come in, and you will have a forum. We promise you that. We will have as many questions as when we get there. And this is a long way off right now. It's just very important. Okay? Thank you.
I appreciate all the questions, and I really encourage people to come and ask these difficult questions, because that's how we know what you're thinking,
yeah,
where you are, the riding of the bikes. I mean, yes, we have discussed it, but we hear it from a mom that has a child that's going back and forth. It means a lot when you come out and you present stuff to us. It really does, whether it's positive, negative, that's what we're here for. So thank you.
yeah, the fact that we heard you loud and clear, and that's a good thing. Most of our meetings, there's nobody here, there's no one in the audience, so we knew something was up.
Except for maybe you two.
Right. You guys. So this is a good thing, we need to keep it up. It's our community, so we need to make the right decision for our community and our children. And so we'll just take it from there.
I think we said enough.
What do you got? You want me to start with my comments, because you know me, I'm never finished. First, I'd like to say thank you to the little boy who did the pledge. I think his name was Enzo, and he did a little dance, so that was a little cute little special thing. I would like to say to everyone thank you to everyone that did the Andrew Stern essay. I know the family, they're a wonderful family. The essays are, every year, they surprise me. They're so emotional, and it's something that we never forget. So I just want to say thank you to the teachers for constantly instilling that never forget in our children and making them learn our history. A very sad day. Usually never anything good to say about it, but when you hear the children talking about it, I know that we're doing the right thing. I'd like to say congratulations, Tristan. Welcome to the family on your tenure. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you to Sophia for another wonderful report. And again, thank you to everyone that came out. We definitely hear you. I know I hear you. I am available if anyone ever needs to speak. We are all available. We are that type of a board. Don't be afraid to come to us. We're never going to shut anyone out. And we really appreciate, we know what it's like to be on the other side, and we know how busy everyone is. So thank you.
Yeah, I would just like to say also thank you for coming out and asking questions. We're hearing you here. 5 of us are for the community. When I ran for the board, I said, even if there was a decision that I didn't agree with, I'm going with the community's decision. It's not my decision. So I just want you to let you know, if you hear it out, and you and I might disagree, or maybe we do agree, I'm going with the community. That's me personally.
And I just want to say thank you. And we love the questions because there are some things that we're not thinking about. And if somebody says it, at least we can say, hey, you know what? That's a great point. Let's look into this. So please, always, always come out and ask questions. And thank you. Thank you for your time.
And I'm just gonna say ditto to everybody, and, congratulations. A lot of words tonight, so I just wanted to thank Julia, Emily, and Danielyn for their non-arrest.
Oh, yes.
Essays. Congratulations.
I wanted to say congrats to the Anderson essay winner and congratulations to Ms. Scale.
Yeah.
All right, I agree with everything you guys said. Guys, thanks for coming out, and we need to keep this up. If you know, we need community input. Next time, let's have the whole auditorium. We need, you know, we need to know how people feel, so we
But
can
not
make.
next time, let us get it. Let's present them with some information.
Pete's not gonna be here next time.
This concludes tonight's board meeting. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lucas. Who said second? Second by Mrs. Donovan. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Good night, everyone.
Good night.